Okay, everybody, we're starting a little bit late today. We're going to go ahead and get ready here. Just give me a couple more minutes to get some stuff set up, and we'll get started. Go ahead and listen to the music in the meantime. Hello everybody, it is Friday, February, whatever the hell day it is, who cares? It's Friday, it's the end of the week, it's been a long week for a lot of people, me especially. Been dealing with some stuff at work. Nothing like gonna lose my job or anything like that, but just an issue that cropped up at the beginning of the week and been banging my head against the wall trying to figure it out. But now, got it figured out within the last 5 minutes of the day. Come Monday, it'll all be cleared up, everything will be great, I'll be a hero, and I'll still be working in the same cubicle as I was before, so no real actual payoff, but I'll feel good knowing that I solved the problem. Hope everybody's doing great. Here we are, it's CptDomano's Indie Corner. This is episode number 11. This is the second show of the week. I did miss out last Friday for a wedding, and I do want to throw a quick shout out to John and Megan. My buddies out there. I was almost going to say where you're from. That's an internet no-no, but they got married last Saturday, and it was a great time. Perfect weather. Couldn't ask for anything better. It's, not the middle of February, but the beginning of February. The sun was shining, no snow, perfect weather. Everything was great. So congrats, John and Megan. You guys are awesome. Wish you the best, and glad you watched the show because I know you're going to be watching it. The game we're going to be talking about today is SpaceChem, made by a company called Zachtronics Industries. Had to look at that. I knew it started with an I, but it wasn't incorporated. So this game came out on Steam earlier last year, March, right around in that time, March 11th, I think. Goes for $9.99 on Steam right now. It's a puzzle game. It's a little bit more involved than your typical puzzle game. It's involving molecules and chemistry and stuff like that. Not that you actually have to know the chemistry, but that's what it revolves around. It's a little bit kind of hard to explain. It's better just to kind of try to show it while I'm playing the game. So we'll get to that. Also, stick around after I show the game. There's some gaming news that I want to talk about, some things that I might be doing on the show, and just some general interesting things for independent developers that might have some impact on the future of gaming. Might not, I don't know, but we'll talk about it after we show the game. So, let's go ahead and get started. Flip over to the game. It's looking like my video's a little choppy, but anyway, we'll go ahead and get started here. Kick the music up to there. Okay, so now we are looking at SpaceChem. This is the main screen right here. Turn on my headphones, get ready. And I'm not very far in the game because the game does get extremely complicated very quickly. So if you're looking for like kind of a almost like casual, like very simple kind of game to get into, like Bejeweled or anything like that, this is definitely not that kind of a game. It definitely it ramps up the difficulty very quickly if you're not really paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and start off on one of the first couple of levels here just to give an explanation of how the game's going. and we'll see what's happening here. So we'll go on this second one that says slightly different. And what it does is when you complete a level, it's automatically going to show you your last solution that you had for the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start deleting everything here to go from the beginning. And because this is one of the first levels, it does give the little what am I trying to say? The explanation of what to do here. So essentially, what you have two paths. You have a blue path and a red path. And the point of the game is to combine these paths, to use both of these paths in such a way that you receive, this is your input, these are your input molecules, and over here on the right, this is your output molecules. So with this, it's very easy. We're getting hydrogen, and we're ending with hydrogen. So there's not a whole lot. We don't have to make any. We don't have to break any bonds. We don't have to combine anything or anything like that. So what ends up happening is you get these little speed things here. So you get the normal speed, double speed, triple speed, things like that. And that's just gonna move these circles on the path that they're on. And along the path you get these instructions, like what's saying right here. So this is an input for beta, and because it lines up here on the left, the input for beta is this hydrogen thing. So what's going to happen is we drop it here, and when this blue circle gets over the input, this hydrogen thing will appear. And it'll appear in this location on the grid. So it'll appear right here on our game board. Now, like I said, it's going to go on this path once I hit start. So if the molecule shows up here, I need to change its path so that it can actually get to the molecule, and that's what these redirects are for. You go up, and it's telling us that it wants us to go right. So there we go. And then the other thing that you have to do is once the molecule pops up, well, let's just, you know what? Let's just go ahead and run a quick thing just to show what's going on. And as you can see, right when it went over the input, this hydrogen appeared, and the blue circle just kind of went. Now, that's the other thing, is that just because the molecule appears, you need to actually pick it up and put it over to where it needs to go. So we'll do it one more time. Okay. And now it just stops. So, what do we need to do at that point? Well, it's not giving us the thing, but this is your output. So with this hydrogen, it has to output on here. And to do that, you just need to drop the molecule in the area. So this will drop, and then you go over the output. This output is the opposite of input. So while input brings out the thing, output will put it back. So if we go like this, picks it up, drops it off in this area, and now we've gotten 1 of 10 of the molecules that we required to go ahead and complete the level. And you can just let this run, and this is where the speed comes in, because once you got the solution figured out, you can just make it go. And then this is the neat feature for the game. If any of your friends on Steam are also playing the game, they will compare your score to everybody else, and you can even press tab, and it'll give you a little leaderboard of your friends that are playing. Obviously, from the looks of it, not a lot of my friends play this game, but whatever. So we'll go ahead and hit continue, and that's essentially what the game is. And with each level that comes up, you're gonna get a little bit more difficult, and what'll end up happening is you get something like this, in which you have to start bonding. You start bonding the molecules. So what ends up happening here is the input up here is silver, and the input down here is fluorine, and you need to combine silver and fluorine up here, and that's how you solve the level. So I'm not going to go into the exact details of how to make this all go, but we'll just run through really quick of how it happens. See, the bond, you end up bonding the two molecules, and then that's how you form it. And then it even gets even more involved with having like double bonds and triple bonds. I mean, it can be a very involved game, and I show this full well knowing that a lot of you are already rolling your eyes and thinking, oh my god, this is science, I have to think way too hard on it, and it's very possible, but I'm not necessarily, I don't necessarily show games that are for everybody. I show games that that have interesting concepts, and this is definitely something that I personally have not really experienced before in a puzzle game. Most of the time, it's just like Incredible Machine type stuff. You're building something with certain things. It's not so much like this where you have two paths going on at the same time, and you got to kind of work around that. Like that ends up being your plan. So it's a unique thing. Now, something that I did end up finding out right before, as I was playing this right before the show today, they end up combining all kinds of things. And what you see now is we get out of the reactor and we start making these pipes. So these pipes are storage tanks, as you can see. So eventually we need hydrochloric acid. This storage tank gives us hydrogen. This storage tank gives us chlorine, and we need to make hydrochloric acid. So how do we do that? We need a reactor that takes both things, and we'll end up shooting it out for here. So go like this. Go like this. Whoops, that's not right. And we'll go like this. Okay, so this part, pretty easy, right? Until you realize that now you've combined this, the storage tanks and filling all that. Now you go back to doing, going back to making the initial thing, the initial level. And so, again, you just end up doing what you were doing before, but there's this added layer now, because you have these, you have to not only combine stuff in here, but you'll also have to work around these pipes, and I'm sure that they'll have all kinds of different puzzles on that one as well. So, as you can see, the game definitely gets extremely, extremely involved. There's a lot more going on than just simple puzzle solving. Well, I guess it is at its core simple puzzle solving, but the puzzles themselves are a little bit more complex than what we're really used to seeing. So, with that, let's go ahead and I'll just try to figure this out real quick. Give it about a couple minutes. If I can't do it right off the bat, then we'll just call it good. But yeah, so essentially what I want is well, let's just see here really quick. We'll go an input here, and we'll do an input here, and that. We'll just see what happens. So initially we'll have an input that doesn't do anything. Oh, wow. Okay. So, one of the other things that happens, apparently you have to wait for the actual things to get in to the reactor. So they're waiting for the reactor, or they're waiting for the whatever it is, and then they'll start to react. Wow. Wow, I didn't know that was going to happen. That is pretty crazy. So now you have to worry about the timing that you make with your pipes and the timing that you do in here. Holy crap. What? What just happened? That is, oof. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to try to bother with that, because I'm sure that that will take me forever, because I am kind of stupid when it comes to this game. Not sure why. I'm seeing over in the preview video that I'm kind of stuttering, and I'm not sure why. I'm dropping a lot of frames. Anyway, sorry if this probably will look choppy for the archive viewers, and I apologize for that. What can you do? The one thing I did want to talk about, we'll go ahead and close up SpaceChem right now, because I'm sure the music is still playing. One thing that I wanted to discuss today is yesterday. Yes, yesterday, Tim Schafer of Double Fine started up a Kickstarter project for a point-and-click adventure game that he wanted to create. Now, the problem, you might know Tim Schafer. Actually, he's kind of a big name. He made games like Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle. He worked on most of the LucasArts point-and-click adventure games. So that was him, and so a lot of those are really iconic, important, not important, but popular games for gamers when they think about old adventure games. Now, the issue nowadays that you have is that adventure games aren't really all that popular, so therefore publishers aren't all that interested in making those games. So what happened is Tim Schafer was trying to come up with a way to be able to fund the project without having to rely on publishers. And what he did was he created a Kickstarter. He created a Kickstarter project yesterday, and had a little video of explaining the process and what his plan was. So he was not only just looking for funds to create this game, but he was also he also hired 2-Player Productions, who did the they've done a bunch of documentaries in the video game community. They followed the Penny Arcade guys for a whole year and did a series on that. And so what Tim Schafer did is hire these guys to document the process of making an adventure game. And so what will happen is with this Kickstarter, you'll pay into it. They will show they'll show monthly. I believe they said monthly documentary episodes about the making of whatever game that they make. Now, to start out, what they asked for was $400,000, $300,000 to fund the game, and $100,000 to pay for the documentary. What happened, though, is pretty crazy. Within 8 hours, they were keeping the Kickstarter project open for a month, just hoping that they could get that money. In 8 hours, they not only got their $400,000, but they blew away the $400,000. And as of right now, hold on, keep in mind they started it yesterday. We're at nearly 1.5 million. You know what? Let's go ahead and refresh that. Okay, still almost at $1.5 million raised just from the community, just from people wanting an adventure game. And the funny thing about it is that nobody's really expecting any. I mean, they're expecting a game out of it, sure, but nobody's really expecting like some kind of return on it or anything like that. This is just the community, the gaming community, tossing out their money, giving it to Tim Schafer and saying, okay, make us an adventure game. This is crazy. I don't know what the implications can really be right now. In my head, it's a thing of saying this is something that the fans have spoken. The publishers have said that they're not interested in making adventure games because of the returns on them. The community wants it, and it's very possible that the game that Tim Schafer makes can crash and burn. That's something that he has stated. I don't know. I am amazed by the fact that within a day, the gaming community is able to raise $1.5 million for this project. Granted, Tim Schafer and Double Fine have a reputation already, so that obviously helps. I'm not saying that like, oh god, if you're an indie developer, put up a Kickstarter project, you'll make $1.5 million. No, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying the implications of what Tim Schafer's doing you might end up seeing a couple more things going, a couple more games being created in this route, and ultimately more fan-needed games that publishers really don't have any say in what happens with it. So that's the big news that I wanted to throw out there. Just this Kickstarter thing. Keep in mind, I mean, you got to watch it. You got to keep this in your mind, and just see where it goes. See what ends up happening. The other bit of news before I start heading out is I played Evil Crown Mercenary and Soul Exodus over the past week. I played Soul Exodus on the show, and it's gotten me really wanting to play the old space sims again, like Wing Commander and X-Wing and things like that. So Always have been a huge Wing Commander fan. I end up actually got, oh, you can't see it, right there. This is actually the Wing Commander tattoo. It's a not the Wing Commander tattoo, but it's a symbol of the Confed forces. So I've got that. So I'm a huge fan of the Wing Commander series. So what I think I might end up doing, not sure exactly when. I'm gonna go do a marathon and play through Wing Commander, or play through all the Wing Commanders. I don't know. Keep an eye out on my Twitter for that. I'll make an announcement way in advance. It will probably be like on a Friday or Saturday, and I'll just start up a stream. Hopefully it won't have this choppy video, and play the crap out of some Wing Commander. And then from there, who knows? I mean, I might play the first Wing Commander and then switch over to X-Wing, or switch over to Descent Free Space, anything like that. But it'll be a marathon of just space sims. So keep an eye out for that. And that's all I got to say, folks. It's kind of a quick one. I did have to work some magic here to get the stream working. But that's all I've got to say. We'll see you next week, Friday. Back on schedule, one show a week again. Yep, have fun. Keep playing games, guys. We'll see you next week.